of love. I'm not deserving of this. And it shows in your behaviors, even though you don't walk around saying it out loud, even though you don't say, I don't feel deserving of a healthy love. The relationships that you entertain speaks volumes. It does. Grand Rising, y'all. It speaks volumes the way that you treat yourself. It speaks volumes the things that you entertain. It speaks volumes the people that you keep around you, everything. The people around you have a lot to do with who you are. The people that you have around you have a lot to do with who you are. So if you constantly feel like you always are gossiping and talking about your Fab Five, the 5 closest people, and you always are talking this and this, look in the mirror, babe. You are what you eat, and you are who you surround yourself around. And a lot of you guys are waking up to that, which is why people are leaving your life, which is why you are no longer resonating with these friends anymore, and you're not wanting to continue coping and hiding and escaping with people anymore through alcohol and drugs and whatever it is that you used to bond with people over. Some of these friendships were directly correlated to the fact that you guys loved escaping from the truth. And now that you're waking up, you're seeing that you don't have a lot in common with certain people anymore, because the friends that you used to have just want to keep doing the same thing, but you're ready to level up. So what do you do? What do you do? Do you continue to keep your frequency low? Do you continue to do what they want you to do so that you can keep friends? So you can keep friends that are not even in alignment and not going where you want to go, knowing damn well that you need supportive, encouraging people, inspirational people around you, because you already have enough self-doubt. You already have enough disbelief in yourself to be surrounded by 5 other people who also don't believe in themselves, and then wondering why we're all just gossiping together and not getting anywhere. All we can do is project and talk about what other people are doing, and this person's stupid and this is that, but meanwhile we're not doing shit with our lives. That's the uncomfortable truth that a lot of us needed to sit with growing up with our friendship groups. Over here, always talking about people, always doing this, always pointing the finger, but you're not looking in the mirror. You're not even where you want to be, babe. What about the person that you let drag you last week? How dare you talk about what she's doing and how she did it? Did you see what you did in your last relationship? Oh, you don't want to talk about that? Okay. You know? Talking about someone else's addiction when you drink every weekend. You're in denial. Okay? All right? So we need to just be honest, and the truth will set you free. It will. But the lies that we tell ourselves keep us stuck, like Chuck, okay? You're not stuck because someone's actually holding you back. You're stuck because you refuse to acknowledge your shortcomings, so therefore you can level up. You can't heal what you're not aware of, and you have made it your full-time job not to be aware of your own toxic behavior. But simultaneously, you are very aware of everyone else's. Isn't that crazy? It's because they're a mirror for you to look inward. But it's too uncomfortable, and you were raised by parents who never looked inward, so therefore you don't know how to look inward. You only know how to project and judge. And it's not your fault, it's by design. But now you need to wake up to the fact that you're judging yourself more than anyone. And this is why you're not where you want to be, because you care more about the perception. You care more about the perception of what other people think about you than what you think about yourself. You are the biggest catalyst, but you're also the biggest pillar. You are your biggest catalyst, but you are also your biggest pillar. So this is why I do what I do, and I come and I air all my dirty laundry out, and I tell you the things that I've done to make it normal, because it is normal. Your behaviors and the things that you're doing, they may be a little toxic, they may be a little, painful, hurtful, hurt people, but we need to get to the root of how you've hurt people so that you can stop pointing fingers at everyone else and look in the mirror and say we are more alike than we are different. And I've also been the villain in some people's stories as well as the hero. There was times that you emotionally manipulated to get your needs met. There was times that you strung people along knowing damn well you didn't want them, but you loved how they made your ego feel. How many of you have kept someone around simply for the ego? Raise your hand, put a heart. Let's start off on the right foot today. Put a heart in the chat if you have kept someone around strictly to feed your ego. The truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. Because the same people that are putting the hearts right now are the same people that have been complaining that someone else used them. The same people that are putting the heart in it right now are probably the same people who are complaining and upset that their ex used them, or this situationship, because a lot of us don't even get to the commitment because we settle for situationships, lying to ourselves, pretending that we're going with the flow when we're anything but. Oh my God, the person who's go with the flow is anything but. Stop lying. You don't have to be go with the flow. You don't have to just have casual sex if that's not what you want to do. Stop playing. Okay? You're hurting yourself. Stop pretending that you're okay with shit just because you want to try to keep somebody. You have to abandon yourself in order for someone else to not abandon you. It's not worth it. You have to do something with your body that you're not ready to do. It's not worth it. Only for you to turn around and say, I can't believe I gave my body to him and then he just left. Babe, you never had a commitment. You were giving everything in a situationship because you were trying to prove your worth to somebody who did not want to commit to you, who probably made it clear in the beginning, but you took it as a challenge instead of a red flag, you know? Because when you have not looked at your trauma, those red flags look green because the trauma has you colorblind. Yeah, your trauma has you colorblind sometimes. My ego death was one I fought the most. Oh yeah, the ego death was hard. I wanted it to be everyone else's fault. I did not want it to be me. I did not want it to be me as the common denominator in all these toxic ass relationships. I want it to be them. Why do they keep doing it? I'm such a good person because I was only acknowledging my light. I was not acknowledging my darkness. I wasn't acknowledging how I would tear through the house and slam doors. I wasn't acknowledging how I would shut down and pretend everything was fine, but then my attitude and my energy was speaking otherwise. I didn't want to talk about how I would threaten to break up with the partner every other day because I was scared of being abandoned, not recognizing that's probably traumatic and hurtful for my partner as well. Constantly trying to run away, and then you have the audacity when they say, fine, leave, to flip it around and say, see, I knew you didn't love me. I can't believe you don't want to be with me. Babe, you were the one that just initiated the breakup. You see how toxic that shit is? You're the one who said you wanted to break up, and then when they agreed with you and they didn't chase you and they didn't take the bait, now all of a sudden it's them. You see how toxic that is? You see how manipulative that is? That was you. And it was me. I used to do it all the time because what I really wanted was them to choose me, and choose me when I'm being bad. Choose me when I'm pushing you away. That's what makes it I got off on it. The more I push you away and the more that you try to chase me, the more I feel wanted, the more I feel loved. Isn't that toxic? The more I push away and pretend that I don't want you just to see if you really do want me, to see if you'll put up with all this badass behavior, just like I wanted my parents to, then I know that you really love me, because my parents never chose me when I was being bad. My parents never chose me when I was angry. My parents never chose me when I was sad. My parents never chose me when I was being, disruptive. So that part of me feels isolated. That part of me feels invalidated. That part of me does not feel loved. So I want you to love these parts of me. I want to treat you badly. I want to scream and cry, and I want you to love me anyway, because that's all I want, is all of me to be loved, not recognizing that this behavior is toxic and that my partner is not my father, and that he doesn't have to put up with this shit, nor should he. It's immature because you're emotionally stunted at whatever area, whatever age your parents stopped developing. That was as much as they could teach you. You can't meet people at the depth in which you haven't met yourself. What are you talking? You know what I'm saying? You can't meet people at this depth that they haven't met themselves. So this is why when a lot of you guys wake up in the relationship and your partner doesn't wake up simultaneously, you go in overdrive trying to get them to see, because you know ultimately you're going to have to walk away. You know ultimately you're not in alignment with anymore. You're outgrowing them. You're outgrowing the behavior. You're outgrowing the toxicity. You're outgrowing the lack of communication. You're outgrowing the games and the runner and the chaser. You're outgrowing all of the shit. Good. I'm glad. But it also comes with pain, because you know that you're going to have to leave people behind. And that's what hurts you the most, is that you don't want to leave people behind on this journey, and that you want people to wake up and you genuinely care. And now that you have this enlightenment, you can see. And so you just think that everyone else can see, and that's not how it works. Some of you still are speaking a completely different language than your partner. Some of you are speaking a completely different language now, expecting them to understand when they haven't translated their own. It's an individual journey. I know so much we want to do all this shit together, but it's not. There's points where you really have to choose yourself, and that is the test in itself. So those of you that are hanging on by a bumper in your relationship, thinking that this ride or die is going to give you some type of reward, you're missing the whole point. The whole point of this journey is to choose yourself. That's the whole point, is to say I love me enough to walk away. I'm not saying that you're a bad person. I don't need to berate you. I don't need to tear you down. You're just in a different place. And don't you dare foam your mouth to try to bring somebody down after you just woke up 2.5 seconds ago. You were just them. You were just ignorant. You were just immature. You were just as toxic 5 minutes ago. So get that superior complex, get off the high horse, and start having more compassion that this is how you were. So if this is how you were, then we can have compassion for them. Damn, I remember when I was doing that because I was really hurting. Damn, I remember when I was behaving that way, and the reason why is because I didn't love myself. So do I need to bring them down even more when we already know in the higher self that they don't love themselves? So now we can just try to tear them down when we were exactly where they were 5 minutes ago? No, you're not better than anyone just because you finally had your wake-up moment. People are struggling, and you need to send out more love and encouragement instead of criticism. Okay? But this comes when you start to learn more grace and compassion for yourself. Then you can extend it to other people. But if you don't give yourself grace and compassion, it's really hard to give it to other people, because your inner child is just like, what the hell? Why do we have to be all kind and stuff? You're not kind to me. This is why parents have a really hard time with their children when they haven't done the work on themselves, because parents are still harboring a lot of resentment for the love and the patience and the grace that they did not get, but now I'm supposed to provide this shit. I didn't get the tools. I didn't get the tools, and now you want me to be patient. You want me to not go to my knee-jerk reaction and spank you or tell you to go upstairs, because that's what's screaming right now. I'm not a parent, but I know. I've been around enough, okay? I was the child. I've been around enough of my friends and all this stuff, and I see it in a different way. I'm always learning. I am a sponge when it comes to the human brain and the way people interact. I am a sponge. This is why I know that this is my gift. This is my special interest. Because I hear things and see things very different when people are having conversations. I'm transmuting and computing very differently. So yeah, I understand why parents are so resentful. I understand why parents subconsciously go through these same patterns where they perpetuate the same toxic shit that they're trying to heal from, because they're not aware that this is not normal. They're not aware that they can do something different. They're not aware that they can develop more patience. They're not aware that they can be more graceful. They're not aware that the way that they were treated was absolutely not okay, that you're a child and that you're supposed to be taught by your parents how to regulate, how to validate, how to feel good about yourself. That is something that you're supposed to be taught by your parents, by proper mirroring. Hey, it's okay that you make a mistake. I still love you anyway, and let's learn from this. Let's learn from this, you know? It'll come out. It'll come out once you continue practicing and get out of your own way. You still have some blocks around probably imposter syndrome. And if people are really going to perceive you in the way that you want to be perceived, it's also scary because you can't do this work without talking about your darkness. That's why I really don't resonate with spiritualists that only talk about the positive and love and light. I don't resonate with those type of content, because it's not that. This journey is very dark. This journey is very challenging. This journey is very confronting. It's not just this. There is a lot of love and light after you get through the darkness, because you can't have light without dark, and you can't have dark without light. Duality will always exist. I can use a knife to cut a birthday cake, and then I can also use that same knife to kill somebody. What do you mean? Okay, thank you. I just got it. All right. Yes, so you got to reparent yourself. My parents that are struggling with your kids because your kids came and chose you to be a mirror. Your kids came and chose you to make a decision. Do you want to change, or do you want to continue this? Because I know the shame that you feel as you're becoming more and more aware is suffocating, when you know after you've went through your rage, after you've gone through and you've calmed down because you didn't learn how to emotionally regulate, and you hit your child or you screamed at them or you did something, and then you sit with it and you know damn well that that was not okay. They are a child. We need to stop expecting children to act like grown-ass adults just because you don't have the emotional capacity to handle them. Well, maybe a lot of us should have had some thoughts and feelings before we had children. And it's not to shame you. It's society, the way they push this shit on people, instead of saying, hey, why don't you get some healing first before you try to do this? Hey, why don't you go to counseling before you just up and have a baby? It's not just, it's 10 times harder trying to have a kid when you have unhealed trauma, because you literally don't have the tools to help your child. So what you do is revert back to the tools that you were given. And some of you were beat when you were upset. Some of you were hit. Some of you were verbally abused. Some of you stonewall. Some of you run away and shut down. And then the kid gets the bad rap at school. Oh, this kid's bad and this kid's this. No, they're not getting the attention, the love, and the respect that they need at home, which is translating at school. Stop blaming the kids for your inability to teach them. It's not shame, it's accountability. Children are not the problem. And I can't stand when people say kids are bad and they're this and that. No, they're not. They're reacting to their environment. They're not getting the help that they really need. And you have not done the work on yourself to actually be able to regulate them. This is why when your kid is so upset, you start getting upset. You start getting triggered because, oh my God, I can't take it. No, but when we learn how to regulate, you can let them feel their feelings and still just keep going. You don't have to match your kid's energy. You're the one that's supposed to be that grounding presence for your kid. And no, we're not going to be perfect all the time. We're human. You're human. You're definitely going to get below the lid. You're definitely going to feel overstimulated, overwhelmed, especially if you have multiple children. I'm not saying that it's not hard, but it's harder when you don't have the fucking tools. And so whose responsibility is it to get the tools, even if you weren't given them in childhood? It's yours, because who else is going to do this work? And if not, then your children may have a chance to break the cycle. But I know a lot of you know that you're here to break the cycle. And even if your kids are 7, 8 years old, even if they're 16, you can still break the cycle and start mending it. How beautiful would it be for your kid to already start going through the healing journey at 16 instead of waiting until 35 after all these toxic ass relationships, getting hurt, possibly going through the same pattern of getting pregnant too young because you didn't want to have the conversations. Teen pregnancy is a cycle. It's a generational trauma. It is. Look at the statistics on how much more likely someone is to have a teen pregnancy when their mom was a teen pregnancy, because you look at it and you're like, I just want someone to love me, because your mom probably couldn't love you the way that you needed to because she was still a child. So then you grow up, and even though you didn't like that dynamic, you end up doing the same shit because you just want to be loved and you need to be needed. You don't know how to get your worth from inside. So you think, if I have a baby, then I'll have someone that always loves me. That is some of the logic that people do when they have kids, which is skewed. Your child is not here to fill a fucking void. You got to fill that on your own. It's not going to work, because once the novelty and the little cute baby wears off, then all of a sudden you're slinging them around and getting fucking frustrated and annoyed with them. This is a lifelong commitment. This is someone's mental health, emotional, spiritual health that you are choosing to guide and navigate. So I don't take parenting lightly, and I don't fall under the stigma that, oh my gosh, I'm getting older and I haven't become a mom. I am so freaking excited now that I can actually be the mother that I've wanted to be, and not just the one that was emotionally unavailable and angry and can't even handle a conversation. Because if I would have had kids when I thought I wanted kids, I would have perpetuated the cycle. Over here looking at everybody, what they're doing, getting married. I'm so glad that I didn't get married at 22 and 24. I'm so glad that I didn't have kids. I'm glad that I decided to travel 60 countries. I decided to travel the world. I decided to live in another country, live in another state. I did these things so that way I don't feel like I'm missing out. I don't feel like I'm trying to escape. Because when I enter into parenthood, I want to be present in parenthood, not always trying to run away from shit because I didn't get this in childhood. No, I gave it to myself in adulthood, so now I'm ready to give to somebody else, not feeling like I've been jaded my whole life because someone convinced me, or religion made me keep a baby or do something that I wasn't ready to do, and now I'm here because I'm listening to someone else's idea. Have your own damn mind. Stop listening to what everybody else did. Especially our parents, when you see them, damn, I'm listening to you, but you're fucking miserable. Let's just call it what it is. You want me to listen to you and do what you did, but you're not even happy. So why would I keep perpetuating the same shit, looking at the result? It's crazy. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. That's weird. Hi, South Africa. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, yeah, I hear you, Mom. I hear you, Dad, but I didn't like how we grew up, so I'm going to do something different. And I really would appreciate it if you would respect my boundaries, because I'm actually not asking you how to parent. You're just inserting your opinion, and I don't want to do the same things that you did. So please. It's a boundary. I love you, but respect me. I'm now the parent now. You don't get to tell me how I raise my child. Thank you. Especially because I don't like how you raised me. Sorry. I know that this hurts, but we have to start being an honest mirror. Okay? We can't keep coddling and the codependence, and I don't want to hurt my... Okay, some people need to have their feelings hurt in order to grow. You did. Your feelings were really hurt in that last breakup. Your feelings were really hurt when you got fired on the spot. Your feelings were really hurt when that friend betrayed you. Your feelings were really, really hurt. But guess what? That pain was the catalyst to your growth, because we don't respond in comfort. We respond in discomfort because we want to get out of the discomfort. Okay, so then once you're uncomfortable enough, you will start to find the solutions on how to get out of the shit, because you can only take so much, especially when you're aware. There's a reason why they say ignorance is blissful. There's a reason why they say ignorance is blissful. But when you wake up and you start to become aware of how you contribute to your suffering, that shit is painful. That's the next book that I'm working on. That is my next book that I'm working on. I'll save it until I get ready, but that is the next book that I'm working on. Ignorance is no longer blissful. So I need you to look a little bit deeper. I need you to look a little bit deeper and stop pointing the finger and realize that you're really looking at yourself. On that note, just do it. You know what I'm saying? I need you to study the instrument as you feel. So beneficial, because I know. Thank you. Once I just got out of my way and said, oh my gosh, I gotta be perfect over here. I just got this and I need to play like I've been playing for 50 years. No, I have a starting point. Everybody has a starting point, but you don't even allow yourself to start because you're so worried about being perfect. You don't even allow yourself to make mistakes and start. And so you think that's the way that's keeping you safe. If I don't do anything, then no one can judge me. But you're already judging yourself because you know you're sleeping on your potential. You're already judging yourself. You're already judging yourself because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and the more aware of it, you know that you're wasting your time, wasting your life, wasting your potential, while simultaneously pouring into everyone else's. How come you have so much energy to hype everyone else up, but when it comes to you, you don't know? When it comes to you, you're tired. Yeah, because you're giving your energy away to everybody all the time. There comes a point where you got to be more selective. Your energy is not a buffet, but you treat it as such. You do. You treat it like a buffet. Everybody can just come get a piece. That's the people pleaser in you. You got to be here. And also, the way that you push people and the way that you cheer people on is because you're really looking at yourself. You're really talking to yourself. Some of you are so hard on your friends so much. Come on. You can do this. You can do this. You're always doing it. Well, I don't know why they're not doing it. Well, simultaneously, you're not doing shit. That's crazy. Who are you to tell somebody what they should and shouldn't be doing? Maybe this person isn't ready, but you are, and that's why you're pushing them so hard, because who you really need to push is your damn self. But it's easy for you to watch someone else fail. It's easy. You're not as invested. Even though you care about your friends, you're not even as invested as the outcome. But for you, when it's actually coming from your heart, that's scary, because what if people judge my essence? What if people judge? Let them. Damn. I haven't said this in a while, but have you ever come across a song, art, a painting that you didn't really like or resonate with? Huh? Have you ever heard a song? Have you ever seen a piece of art? Have you ever seen something that you're just like, I don't really resonate with it? Okay, so can the same thing happen for you? Do we all have to resonate with everything in order for you to put it out? Do you have to get the approval and validation of everyone before you can know that it's okay? No, you don't. And then do you say, I don't like this art, this person's fucking stupid. No, a lot of times you just change the song. It has nothing to do with the person. You just don't resonate with their expression, and that's okay. You're not supposed to. Aren't you doing the art for you? Oh, you're doing, what are you doing the art for? Oh, let's ask yourself that. What am I doing this art for? Validation, or because this is my art and I love it? You don't even fuck with you, so you expect other people to. You don't even hype yourself up, but you expect other people to. So yeah, you keep sleeping on yourself and you keep getting upset, and when you see other people that is producing similar art or saying different things, even art, public speaking is art, and a lot of you guys are public speakers, okay? A lot of you guys are public speakers. A lot of you guys want to do this. A lot of you guys want to speak your truth. A lot of you guys want to share your testimony. A lot of you guys want to write your books, but you don't. You just keep talking about it, talking about it, talking about it, and never taking action steps because you don't think that you're enough. So let's keep working this dead-end job, and let's not believe that I can actually make a living doing what I love so that I stay stuck. Your fear is what's keeping you stuck, and it's also an illusion. Fear of what? Fear of who? So scared of society. And now I just laugh. I just laugh it off when people come in. I haven't had any in a while, just to let you know. I guess maybe it's how honest I am, or maybe people just see I'm not fuck-wittable. I don't know, but I don't really get a lot of trolls. I don't really get a lot of people making fun of me doing it, but if they do, let's go. You guys have seen how I handle people. I know that you're hurt. I know that if you come in here, you don't even know anything about me, and you use your energy to try to bring me down. I know that you're already down, babe. Misery loves company, so I'm definitely not going to let you get me out of my frequency, but I will call you out on where you're at, and that's why people don't like it, and that's why a lot of trolls left me alone, because I'm like, okay, what's going on with you? Because it sounds like you have a deep mother wound because of the way that you have been rejected by women. This is why you're tearing down one. You're hurting because mom didn't give you the love and the kisses that you needed, and she beat your ass when you try to have an emotion. So now you're stifled, and you think that all women are like this because you have a deep mother wound. I know. So whenever you're ready to talk about it and stop projecting your insecurities and your anger, I'm here. You can book a call. Because why would I let some random person bring me down? And especially when I know better. Ignorance is no longer bliss. It's easy to see somebody who's hurting. It's easy to see somebody who's insecure. It's easy to see somebody who's not being real. Because I've been all that. I've been all that. I've been the projector. I've been the judgmental person. I've been all of it. And I'm not ashamed of it because I know that we're conditioned to be this way. It's not who I am at my core, and I'm constantly working on it. Whenever it's my knee-jerk reaction to judge someone, I say, whoop, that's not who I am, and I'll immediately say two beautiful things. If I'm just scrolling through and I see somebody who may not be conventionally beautiful, and it's just that knee-jerk reaction, that conditioning to judge someone's imperfections because that's what we do, I say, whoop, that's not who I am. I love this about this person. I love this. Because I want to condition myself to see the beauty in people, even physically, not just, you know? So, yeah. But yeah, I am here to show you what's on the other side of these insecurities. I'm here to show you that you can still be confident and still be seen as a leader, even when you talk about the things that you are most ashamed of. Shame cannot survive in the light. It can't. That's why people are so, keep it in the dark, keep it in the dark, so that we can keep carrying the shame, because the shame is the lowest vibration that a human can feel. So if you're carrying this low ass vibration, you got a lot of shit to go through in order to get to that higher frequency. But you got to bring it to the light. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you can feel my energy. I'm glad you guys can feel the love. But you have to get comfortable with the darkness. You got to stop trying to put on and wear the mask. It gets to a point where it's just pitiful. And you know it. And I'm not saying that in a shameful way. You know it. You can tell. The more that you wake up, the more that you can tell that you're bidding for the validation. It gets so exhausting, always trying to get the validation. Gotta get the validation. Gotta get the validation. Need the validation. Can't breathe without the validation. Need the validation. Can't see without the validation. Can't think. Can't breathe without the validation. I need the validation. Can't do anything without the validation. And then if someone doesn't validate you, then all of a sudden you feel like shit. That is giving your power away on a silver platter, babe. Literally giving your power away on a silver platter. Tell me that I'm good enough. Tell me that I'm beautiful. Tell me that I'm this. Tell me that I'm that. I'm hanging on every single word. I'm eating it up like a 4-course meal. Please tell me. How come you didn't tell me today? Can you tell me tomorrow? I need you to tell me, because I'm getting your energy. I'm literally feeding off your energy. I'm feeding off your energy. I'm feeding off your energies. Does that make you an energetic vampire a little bit? Does that kind of make you an energetic vampire the same way that you called other people energetic vampires before? This person just this and that. Is that you too? Is that you too? Do you get your sense of worth? Do you only like your art when people are saying that it's good? Or do you fuck with your art regardless? Because those of you that want to be content creators, those of you that want to start stepping in and doing this, you have to know that you're going to have months, maybe months, at getting 50 views, 200 views. So if you're doing it for that, then hang it up now, babe. If you're doing it just for that, hang it up. I need you to really sit with yourself and say, what is it that I can do for free? What is it that keeps me up at night? What is it that I'm really passionate about? Even if it's something that scares you, I need you to write it down, because some of you don't even write it down, because what keeps you up at night is that you want to use your voice. You're a singer. You want to sing. You want to sing. But you don't even make that as a possibility, because you've been so torn down and broken down over the years, and you've had no support and encouragement, and you don't believe in yourself, and you're so scared to be seen that you don't even entertain the idea that this could actually be a path for you. So then we'll just stick on the phones, we'll just stick in the electronic claim services, we'll just stick in the customer service, we'll just stick in that, and there's nothing wrong with those jobs, but if you don't resonate with it, there is something wrong with it. If you don't like it, if you're not showing up passionate and excited, then what the fuck are we doing? Oh, you're just here to make money. Okay, so you've decided that you're here on this earth to do something that you hate, to make money and barely get by. That is what you're settling for. That's what you're settling for. Okay, that's fine. But I need you to know that it's what you're settling for. It's not some life sentence. You can quit that job whenever you want to, but yeah, you need to have a plan. You do. But every weekend when you're going out drinking, and every time you have a new partner, every 5 minutes in a new situationship that you're obsessing over, you can't think about yourself, which is by design. Always got a partner, always going on a date, always have something when you know damn well you still haven't healed. You think it's going to be different? What are you doing different with this next partner? Because you just broke up and it's been 10 minutes and you're already on the dating website trying to fill a void again. Because you don't want to sit in the abandonment. You don't want to sit alone. You don't want to sit in the uncomfortable feelings. You don't want to be by yourself because you've already felt so lonely in childhood, because you felt alone in your family, that you're just tired of being alone. Hi, I'm a bit nervous to ask, but how to release and get rid of anger and resentment towards an ex? Time flies and still stuck with it. So for me, I had to look at myself. I had to stop projecting all the resentment and realize that a lot of resentment and anger that I was really feeling was towards myself because of what I allowed. Maybe I didn't know it when I was in the relationship because I was asleep, but the more and more aware that I would be after the breakup, the more angry I would say, how did I not see this? And how did I not do that? And why did I tolerate this? So when you can turn it back on you, the mirror on you, then you can let it go, because you're not just angry at your ex, you're angry at yourself, but it doesn't feel comfortable to say that you're angry at yourself. That's the accountability that a lot of us avoid by staying the victim. But we're not the victim. Yes, your book has, oh, I'm so glad, thank you. I'm so glad that you guys are liking the book. Thank you for supporting me. Oh, I need to go get it, by the way. I need to go get it because I want to pull some stuff out of the book. So can you hang on for 1 second? All right, I'm going to go get the book in the journal so we can do some pulling of pages and see who I'm resonating with here. Don't go anywhere. Stay here. All right? I'll be right back. Hold on. Ooh. She's back. Okay. All right, you guys. Not only did I bring my book, but I wanted to show you the evolution. I wanted to show you how much I failed. I want to show you how many mistakes I made before it actually came out. And there's still mistakes in this book. There's still typos. There's still stuff. It's very raw and authentic because I did it myself, okay? I published a book that people are buying, and there's typos and periods and this and that. But I told you guys, I created this book when my dad was dying. I created this book simultaneously. My dad fell ill, and it was it. This book came out on 10/10. My dad went in the hospital on 9/19, which is a tattoo that I got 3 years ago because I knew that this was a significant date. This was the date that the last time that my dad ever was out of the hospital. I got this tattoo 3 years ago, 9/19, and then 9/19 was the day last year that my dad went into the hospital. And so simultaneously while I was writing this book, my dad was dying. I had my laptop in the hospital writing out stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, as a writer, it's mortifying. Hi Tyler. Oh yeah. I was having a typo. No, I'm doing it all by myself. I'm doing the whole process by myself. I'm still going through life and everything, and I still did this. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna bring myself down. Okay, so this is the book, this is the final product, but I wanted to show you how many evolutions that I had to go through to get to it. I tried this. Ooh, I like this one. Maybe I'll use this next time. We went to the glossy. I had to try the glossy. I tried white pages, yellow pages. I had this one in glossy. Did I like this one? No. I had this one. This was the first prototype. This was this one. Here's this one. Do I want it this color? Here's this, and then this. All the proofs. Okay? I had to go through it. These are all the mistakes that I let myself have before I could these are all the mistakes. These are all the trials and the errors that I had to go through. Look, I was off with the formatting. Look how the formatting was on here. It's crazy. I didn't make it big enough. Wow. Had to make a mistake. So look at all the mistakes that I had to do to finally get to this. And there's still mistakes in the bitch. There's still mistakes. Doesn't take away from the art. Doesn't take away from the message. I'm okay. Next book, I'll have a whole team. Next book, I'll have an editor. Next book, I'll have a cover designer. Next book, all I have to do is write it, and then I'll have a team to help me. I'm manifesting that. But this first one was all me. Mistakes and all, and I own it. Okay? It's actually sold out. There'll be a recording, and then there'll be one in April. I'll be doing these workshops once a month, you guys. I opened up 20 more tickets, and they sold out like that. We have 123 people coming to the lecture. That is more than enough. But we will be doing these big lecture styles where a lot of us, that's why it's not going to be as interactive. It's just listening. So make sure that you grab your journal. I'll be emailing you guys tomorrow. Those of you that purchase tickets that are going to be joining, this is a lecture style, and then there's some open for questions at the end. Okay, and it will be recorded, so those of you that can't attend the workshop next Saturday, you can download it, digital download, and then we'll have another one in April. I'm just going to keep doing them, okay? So this book, Uncomfortable Truths, this is about awareness, okay? Hi, Melinda. So good to see you, babe. Hi, Key. So this is the awareness, and this is the accountability, acknowledgement, and acceptance, okay? They go together. But you can get one, and then when you want to go deeper, I recommend getting the journal, because these are going to be the uncomfortable questions, conscious questions that you need to ask yourself to really start to heal and understand yourself. This is to wake you up. This book is a wake up. Okay, that's that. I couldn't just say wake up. I have to refer to chop suey, because ADHD, it's boring. All right, be yourself. You see how interesting it is when you just be yourself and not try to worry about how people are perceiving you. You guys gonna think I'm crazy, but that's okay. I think I am, and I love that about me. I love being weird. I love being random. Like, what the fuck? What was that? It's fun. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Yes, G, get it out. I love rock. I love it. I used to think that, oh my God, people are going to think I'm weird. How did I get the book made? I made it on Amazon. Who sent what? You wrote somewhere. No, I made it all on KDP. So KDP, I made it all on KDP. I did this in Canva. I created the book in Canva. I wrote the whole book in Canva, and then I uploaded it. It was a whole process. It was a whole process. I had to really do this. Thank you. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate it. Currently in hospital. I can't get out of my own head. I'm happy there's this platform so I can sound like, okay, good. I hope that you're feeling better, babe. I'm sending you love and healing. KDP. So look up KDP. You write it on Canva, and then you upload it on KDP, which is their direct printing. It's their direct printing, so kdp.com. Yes, a lot of people have asked me. I just didn't think that you guys would want an audiobook because it's so short, you know? I didn't think that you guys would want an audiobook, but a lot of people have saying, yes, KDP. Look it up, babe. KDP. Kindle Direct Publishing. So, yeah, I didn't do an audiobook because I didn't think that you guys would want an audiobook because it's so short. But a lot of you guys are like, I want an audiobook. I'm like, okay, well, damn. Maybe I'll do it. Okay, I will. So since we just turned to this page, let's see what this one is. This is one of the longest pages that you'll have. This is one of the longest quotes that I have. Most of them are like 2 sentences. You're welcome, Des. It's so good to see you, babe. So good to see ya. Welcome. Okay, so page 76, if you have the book. You're not confused, you're in denial. You know they aren't good for you, but you don't want to admit it. To admit it would mean you are aware they aren't good for you. You would then be confronted with accountability for your awareness and consciously contributing to your suffering, and that doesn't feel good. Not feeling good is what you're trying to avoid by pretending to be confused. Whew, I love this one. 76, I gotta write this one. I love this one. Let me read it again because you have to really pay attention. You gotta pay attention. It's on Amazon right now, but I know we're boycotting, so I really support that if you don't want to buy it on Amazon. Hopefully I'll be getting some in a couple weeks to sell directly, but they're on Amazon. You can get the journal and the book on Amazon right now, but I fully support the boycott. I just gotta let that be known, okay? It's bigger than me in this book. I'll be getting them directly, and my next book won't have anything to do with Amazon. Just saying, okay? So let me read this again. Really listen to this. Page 76 if you have the book, okay? You're not confused. You're in denial. You know they aren't good for you, but you don't want to admit it. To admit it would mean you are aware they aren't good for you. You would then be confronted with accountability for your awareness and consciously contributing to your suffering, and that doesn't feel good. Not feeling good is what you're trying to avoid by pretending to be confused. Damn, I love that one. Man, it's nice when you can really just be like, God, girl, you did that shit. Girl, where the hell did you get that? Girl, I love the way you think, girl. When you can toot your gut, girl, you're smart. Look, I didn't need my mom and dad to come in and tell me that it was good. Girl, you good. Girl, you smart, girl. What the hell? Who think like this? You do. You see, I don't need mom and dad to tell me. I don't need mom and dad to hype me up. I know who I am. I know this shit is potent. I love the way I think. That's my gift. The way that I can formulate my words, I understand. This is what you guys have told me over and over. It's like you're speaking directly to me. I know. That's a gift. I want you to feel seen and heard because that's exactly what I didn't feel my whole life. So I made it my mission to articulate my words to make people feel seen and heard the way that I didn't. Okay, let's see. 76. Let me put this one. I like that one. Let me put a little bookmark right there. I like that one. Gosh. Oh, you helped me so much. Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss, Melanie. I'm so sorry for your loss. And I'm glad I'm here with you. You're not alone. You guys have helped me through my dad so much. Through losing my dad. Okay. Ooh, 31. 31. Page 31. If you have the book, 31, okay? You went into the relationship pretending to be exactly who that person wanted you to be. And when your mask slipped, the truth was revealed. You wore a mask because you are there. Okay, let me start over. I'm getting ahead of myself. This is my book, Uncomfortable Truths. The link is in my bio. You went into the relationship pretending to be exactly who that person wanted you to be. And when your mask slipped, the truth was revealed. You wore a mask because there are still parts of you that feel undeserving of being seen and loved. Ooh, page 30. Let me just go under this one, page 30. This one is going to be personal. You don't cheat because you're inherently a bad person. Maybe you cheat as a way to self-sabotage because you don't feel worthy of love. You don't cheat because you're inherently a bad person. Maybe you cheat as a way to self-sabotage because you don't feel worthy of love. Let's get real vulnerable. Raise your hand if you've been a serial cheater in your relationships. Raise your hand if you've cheated on a lot of people. Oh, he's page 30 and I'm page 31. Oh, wow. Oh, interesting. You don't cheat because you're inherently a bad person. Maybe you cheat as a way to self-sabotage because you don't feel worthy of love. I'm located in Tampa. You're welcome. Ooh, page 111, page 111. If you've been seeing 111 a lot, if 111's been following you, this is for you. You lead with sex because you think that's all they want from you anyway. Where did you get that idea? Do I ever do live meetings? Yeah, like live in-person meetups. Yeah, I have one in April that I'll start promoting soon, but it's a sound healing. But let me read this. You lead with sex because you think that's all they want from you anyway. Where did you get that idea? Where did you get that idea? We already know that you're doing it. I want to know where you got that idea from. Okay. Where did you get that idea? I cheated because I struggled with knowing that ending the relationship also meant having to let go of the person. I love that awareness. I love that honesty. Thank you for saying that. Because a lot of people do that. They want that cake and eat it too, and it's hard. You know you're not happy, but you also feel bad. You don't want to hurt the other person, even though this is hurting the other person. You know it's going to hurt the person when they find out that you're betraying them, but you think that if I just don't say it, if I'm just not honest, if I'm just not direct, then, we don't have to be, I don't have to hurt them, that I don't want to let them go. A lot of us who have been abandoned, we feel very, very guilty for abandoning other people. Abused as a kid, and the older kid, he chose me. Yep. Well, my parents, not really my parents, they just tried to be my, but yeah, I just have needs. Okay, let's see, one more. Ooh, I love this one. Page 148, okay? Page 148, I love this one. Maybe you, I've been wanting, I told, this was for somebody. I just talked about this one yesterday. I need to book this one because I was like, I need to give you this. Okay. Maybe you did make your ex feel like they weren't enough for you because you felt bad to be honest and admit that they weren't enough for you. Maybe you did make your ex feel like they weren't enough for you because you felt bad to be honest and admit that they weren't enough for you. Because you're trying to change everything about them. So it must mean that who they are right now is not enough. 148, page 148. Maybe you did make your ex feel like they weren't enough for you because you felt bad to be honest and admit that they weren't enough for you. And then usually your argument is like, no, I'm not. I just wanted you to change all these things. I just wanted you to be better. I just wanted to. Okay, so where they were in that moment before they changed was not enough. Stop trying to sugarcoat the shit. Stop trying to make it seem something that it's not. It's very much black and white. They're not enough. You know that you deserve more. You know that you want more. You know that you want something more. And that's okay. We need to admit that, hey, you're not inherently a bad person. You're just not my person, because this is what I'm desiring, and I love myself enough to go over here and find it, because I'm trying here and it's not working. So what do I do when I've told him that and he still wants to chase me? You know how to cut someone off, you know? You know when to let someone go. You know how to block somebody. You know how to really let go. There's a part of you that still may like that. There's a part of you that still may be getting that ego gratification, and that's okay. That's okay. It still feels good to be wanted, even though you don't want the person. It still feels good. It feels good to feel desired, especially if now that you've had to leave, they're chasing you. It feels so good for you to get that attention, because they probably weren't giving it to you when you were showing up freely. When you were showing it up and trying to give it to you, they were running. And now that you're running, they're chasing. You see? It's always wanting what you don't have. It's always wanting what you can't. Now that you don't give a damn, now that you're leaving, now they feel triggered by an abandonment wound, because they felt good when you were chasing them. They felt really safe. They felt really good when you were chasing them and you were trying. But as soon as you disconnect and say, fuck this, then all of a sudden, now she really is. Now they want that. Now they want you back. You see? It's ego. It's not love. It's attachment. Why do I have to break up with you for you to chase me back? And then 9 times out of 10, when you get back with the person and they haven't really done the work, it's the same bullshit. And then that's where the resentment comes, because you're like, damn, I left the first time and I knew damn well this wasn't it. And then I let you talk me into it, and I let you do me this and that, knowing damn well you didn't do the work. And now I'm back in it even worse. And now you got hurt even worse. And now you're resentful because you made me come back in. No, they didn't. They didn't make you do shit. Okay? You are your own entity. You are your own person. You make your own decisions, even if they're bad decisions. So own it. Own it. You know, I always tell people, I tell my clients, I tell my friends, I know when you're not done with a relationship. I know the way that you talk, and the way that I know when someone is done and really ready to move on, and I know when someone still needs to get hurt more. So just be real. Don't tiptoe around and ask. Just be real. I'm going back. I'm not ready. If you were really being real with yourself, you'd say, I still don't feel worthy. I still don't feel deserving. I haven't been hurt enough. And I'm just going to see one more time. I'd rather be disrespected. I'd rather be chosen than respected. This is what a lot of you would say. I'd rather be chosen and just say that I'm theirs than actually be respected and loved in the relationship, because I didn't see respect and love growing up. Mom just had somebody in the house, and I could tell as a little girl that these men that my mom would bring in didn't give a fuck about her. It was very obvious. It was very obvious. Hi, Andre. Yeah, there's some of you that need more pain because you respond to it. And this is what I was talking about in my video. If you haven't seen my video on toxic loyalty, go watch it. That toxic loyalty and that high emotional pain tolerance that you have is because you had to tolerate so much BS in childhood, because you couldn't just pack up and leave. You couldn't just get out. So you had to tolerate it. You had to tolerate it. And now you have a very high tolerance for it in relationships when you don't have to. You don't have to give people 50 chances to disrespect you. You don't have to give people 50 chances to do all this and do all that. You had to in childhood, and you're still having that same mentality because you need to emotionally develop. You are emotionally stunted. You're still living by these arbitrary rules because this is what you think you have to do in order to find love, not recognizing that the love is within you. And you cannot accept and receive that love from someone else if you don't give it to yourself, because you always self-sabotage. And that shit gets old. It does. After a while, it does. After a while, yes, it's so beautiful to have patience and grace for people, your partner, especially when you see people working on things. It's a difference when someone is actually actively doing the work and you can see the good in this person and you're like, damn, they really are. They're in therapy. They're doing everything. Yes, I can work with that. But when someone is just blatantly like, no, I'm just not, just put up with it, that says a lot about you. They are showing you where they're at emotionally. But by you staying and tolerating, you're showing me that you're on the same level. So don't form your mouth to talk nothing about your ex when you're over here tolerating it. You're on the same wavelength, babe. The way you allow yourself to be treated in a relationship is how you see yourself. Yeah, and yes, you are programmed. Yep, absolutely. We're programmed to put up with the shit. We're programmed to think that the end-all be-all is being in a relationship, and if I'm not in a relationship, who am I? You're still yourself, and you still have a purpose other than being in a relationship, especially a toxic-ass one. You're fighting so hard for these relationships, and then finally, after 10 years, the person chooses you, and it doesn't even feel good. It doesn't even feel good. Okay? So you have to break the cycle by getting honest about how you feel. You have to break the cycle about getting honest. The way that you shut down and be quiet and the way that you shove down the feelings, you have to do the opposite of that. People have to know what you need. You need to know what you need. You need to know what your boundaries are. You need to know how you need to be loved. Have you actually sat down and thought about what your needs are, what your love language is, what you want? No, you just want to be in a relationship and don't even know why. You just want to be chosen so bad, and you don't even know why. For what? What do you want to feel in a relationship? What do you want to get out of it? What is it? Is it just to say you got somebody? Because you're so bored with your own life, because you're not creating a life that you actually want to be in, and you think that a relationship is going to change everything? No, you're still going to be boring and upset while in a relationship with someone else. And now someone else just gets to see how depressed you really are. Now someone else gets to see how anxious you are. Now someone else gets to see how you're really not loving yourself the way that you said you were in the beginning. Because we can all get through that honeymoon phase, but then when shit gets down and hits the fan, how you show up. When the facade wears off, when the mask wears off, then we start to see who you really are. And that's when the insecurities come in. Because you know that you're not being true to yourself. You know that you're not being real. The link is in my bio, Des. All the links to my podcast, my YouTube, my Instagram, my music, all of it is in the bio. Okay? How does it feel to be, I woke up and I was like, whoa, what happened? I was like, at first when I woke up, I was like, why are people adding SZA? Why are people doing this? Like, why are people adding her? Like, what? And then when I saw that she commented and reposted, I said, okay, we're reaching people. I'm really proud of myself. And it's funny because that particular post that you don't want them, you want them to want you, blah, 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 that was something that I posted 4 years ago. SZA reposted one of my videos on Instagram and commented on one of my pictures, or commented on one of my videos. I have it pinned on my Instagram if you want to go look at it. It was pretty cool. I've never had, I never had that. But so it was really cool that she saw me in school. But you know what's even more wild? 7 days before, I was talking to a friend. I'm like, you know what? Her album, not the last one, but the one before that, I'm like, it's very wounded. It's very painful. Like, you can tell that she's going through a lot through her music. She very much is very open and honest in her music, and you can tell how wounded, how hurt she is, right? And I was like, she'd be the type of celebrity that I would love to coach. Like, I could see myself coaching her because she's still grounded enough. She hasn't gotten too far into the Holly weird shit that maybe she could. And then 7 days later, she's on my page. Don't tell me that we don't speak shit into existence. You know who else that I want to coach? Justin Bieber. I'm going to put it out there. I want to coach Justin Bieber. I still see his height. I still see his light trying to fight. I still see the inherently. I want to coach Justin Bieber. I'm a Sagittarius Sun, Leo Moon, Virgo Rising. I want to coach Justin Bieber. I do. I want to coach him. I'm very intuitive. I'm very empathetic, and I want to help him. I do. I really do. I'm dyslexic. I haven't noticed any mistakes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That really, because I tried my best to go back and do some of them, like correct as much as I could. But then with my dad being in the hospital and my dad, like all the stuff, I was just so tired. I was just like, I can't do it. Like, I know I can't do this anymore. This is what people are going to get. Here we go. But I can see myself doing it. I can see myself do it. Yeah, no. It's not think. It's a no. We already know, Tyler. We already know the sexual abuse, all the things, the stuff with Diddy. This is why he's like on drugs right now. I want to help him. He has been a victim. He is the victim. Hollywood uses and abuses you. There's so many people from Hollywood that I would love to talk to, but it's so deep. So deep. Yeah, December 19th is my birthday. So yeah, you speak into existence. Believe in yourself. You are capable, okay? And stop putting people on pedestals. Yes, I'm so excited that SZA wrote. That's awesome. Cool. Like, But she's still a human, just like everybody else. I've never been someone who idolizes celebrities. I've never been someone who is a fanatic. You know, fan is short for fanatic. You know that, right? I'm such a huge fan. Fan is short for fanatic. And the way that we idolize and put people on pedestals is why celebrities have been able to get away with all this abuse for years and years and years, because they can do no wrong because they make music. We got to start looking at the logic and the way that we idolize people, because we don't see the shit within ourselves. Okay? Yes, we can have respect for someone's art, we can love it, but we need to get a grip in our society when it comes to celebrities. It's too much. Okay? They are human, just like me and you. They're the same, okay? So stop with that. It's too much. I live in Tampa. Like for me, just because a celebrity guy, someone that is I'm not gonna, if like Channing Tatum or Idris Elba just came and sat down, I'm not gonna immediately be like, here's my what? Because they came in the room, now you're a celebrity. Want to do what? What? No, and they probably would think I'm not gonna do that just because. Yeah, okay, yeah, I respect your stuff. I respect your music. What's up? Like, are you a good person? Because a lot of y'all are crazy. A lot of y'all be doing crazy ass shit. So just because you're this and that, you're still evil as fuck. Some of y'all. Yeah. No. Like, oh, Shannon's hating him. Yeah, he's attractive. There's a lot of attractive men. There's a lot of attractive women. Just because you're Shannon's hating woman. Here, take it. I mean, it's been 3 years now. I've been celibate for quite some time, so right now you can look at me the wrong way. I had a dream last night. I woke up in a tussle last night. I am having some dream now. It has been a little bit, I got needs and wants too. So I'm not saying anything because you look at me a certain way. I made the cashier look. I said, what? The cashier did something. He was putting up. I said, what? It has been a little bit. So I'm just not going to front now. Say a little breeze. Just, what? Whew. I woke up in a tussle this morning, okay? I had a dream last night. I don't know what was going on. I woke up and I said, golly, why my leg hurt? Gosh. Does that mean it's coming? Was it? Because I woke up in a tussle. Oh, it was so fun though. I felt that. I felt the way that you explained it. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. I love that you say my videos are YouTube. Yeah, it's just, yeah, she's a human just like everybody else. Oh, I love that. Y'all see me. It feels so good to be seen. I feel like y'all really fucking see me, and I love it. But anyway, back on that, because we can get on a tangent about the celibacy. But speaking of the celibacy, it is a lot of us have sexual abuse, and we're not acknowledging it. And I have a podcast, and the second season is called No More Suffering in Silence. So if you know that you have some things in the womb space that you need to heal, go ahead and listen to those 6 episodes. It's a very small episode, or a small season, but it's very, very vulnerable, and I talk about things that I never thought I would talk about. One particularly is the corn addiction and certain movies that I was looking up that brought me a lot of shame, because I was sexually abused when I was 13 by a 50-year-old man, or 12, I don't even know, it's still blurry, I don't know exactly how old I was, but like from 6 to from 5 years old to this, I was harassed and abused and groomed, and then the link is in my bio. And so because my first experience was with a grown-ass 50-year-old man, what do you think I was looking up in the shadows of at night, in the shadows of my room when it's time for me to do this? I'm looking up stepdad, teen daughter. And I can say it like this because I'm not ashamed, because I understand, and I know I'm not the only one. You don't have to say it on here because I know it's very vulnerable, it's very sensitive. I'll say it for you. Some of the things that we look up behind closed doors really have us questioning ourselves. Why am I looking at homosexual relations? Why am I looking at trans? Why am I looking at this stuff? But then in public, don't want anything. I don't want to talk about it. But behind closed doors, looking up these certain things. It's okay to have a fetish. It's okay to have a fantasy. It's okay. Okay, you're not a bad person because you're curious and you're looking. You're not a bad person because society conditions you to be ashamed of being attracted to certain things. I know. No, but it's been happening for 3 years. It's so annoying. But yeah. So yeah, like my podcast talks about that shit because I'm not ashamed of it anymore. There's nothing that you can say about me that I have not said about myself, and that's where my power and my liberation lies. There's nothing about me that you can say about me that I have not said about myself, because I am not ashamed of who I am. I love who the fuck I am. I do. I love all of me so much. And I also love the version of me that was insecure. I love the version of me that was trying to jump through hoops. I love the version of me that was people pleasing, because I know where my intentions were. Yeah, it may not have been the best thing for me and it wasn't good, but my intentions were to love people, even if that meant not loving myself. My intentions were to love people, even if that meant that I was not loving myself, because I knew as a child that I could take on a lot of pain. I could take it, and I wanted to see other people smile. That's exactly why I'm so funny and comedian, why I'm getting into comedy, because comedy is how I coped with my pain, and I like making people laugh because I know how sad that we really are. But there was a point in my journey where I finally had to stop laughing. There was a point in my journey where I finally had to get real about the sexual abuse and the things I went through, because the shit was not funny. It wasn't funny. And my inner child was like, can we please stop joking about this shit? Because actually you took my innocence. Actually you violated me. Actually you've created so much re-victimization over the last 20 plus years. This is actually not funny. It's robbed me of so many healthy experiences. It's robbed me of setting boundaries. It's robbed me of autonomy. It's robbed me of being able to have a voice for myself. And I've given myself to people who had no damn business being anywhere close to me. But I did that. And I take accountability for the ways that I did not speak my truth, and I take accountability now for the ways that I will going forward, which is why I had to be celibate for so many years so I could get clear. I didn't want to keep re-traumatizing myself by trying to act like I have it all going on. I don't. I have a fear of intimacy. I have a fear of being seen in that way because I was violated. So I had a deep-rooted belief that my body was just an object to please men. That was a deep-rooted belief. And if I don't do that, they're not going to choose me. If I don't have sex, they're not going to choose me. If I don't do it, even though I'm not ready, they're not going to choose me. And everything in my being just wants to be chosen because no one chose me in childhood. I just want a family. I just want to coexist with somebody. I just want a person that loves me. I just want a safe place. These are all the things that I used to say, and I had to become that for myself. I had to become that shit for myself so I could know what it looks like outside of me. I didn't know what it looked like outside of me because I was not finding it within. You don't even know how you really want to be loved and needed. You don't even know what it feels like to be respected until you start respecting yourself. You know? Thank you. Okay, let's look at a few of the journal questions. So after you have the awareness, after you have the first A in my 5A method, and if you don't know what my 5A method is, these are the 5 steps to healing. Awareness, accountability, awareness, acknowledgement, acceptance, accountability, action. I have a video on YouTube that breaks it all down that you should really watch. My 5A method. Awareness, acknowledgement, acceptance, accountability, action. 5A method. Those 5 A's are crucial in actually healing. You cannot heal what you're not aware of. You cannot heal what you don't acknowledge. You cannot heal what you don't radically accept. You cannot heal what you don't take accountability for. And you cannot heal without taking action and doing something different. Period. So yeah, go watch the video. It's on my YouTube. It's really good. And then also the 10 top most common shadows. That will help you identify what your shadows are, because a lot of people talk about shadow work, and a lot of you guys don't even know what the hell your shadows are. Well, what is the shadow? I know I have shadow. No, the video on my YouTube, the top 10 most shadows, it breaks it down. So make sure you have a journal and a snack and you watch it with honesty and you write down each one. Okay? Did I relapse after I woke up? Yeah, certain time. Yeah, oh yeah. There was time, especially when I dissociated from my sexual trauma for 21 years. Okay? I dissociated from my sexual trauma for 21 years. So then when I finally woke back up to it in 2021, it was just too much for me to acknowledge. So I re-traumatized myself. I put it back on the shelf and pretended that it didn't exist. So yeah, I definitely went back into dissociation because I was just like seeing it for the first time. I was just like, oh no, this is too much. And now from 2021 until last year is when I started finally healing it. I got through all the mother wounds and a lot of the father wounds and a lot of the other stuff first, and then this is deep. So it's levels to it. So spirit woke me up in 2021 just to show me, hey, this is why you have these intimacy issues. This is why you have all these issues with sex. Okay, so we'll look at it. We know it's there now. And I'm like, oop, let's compartmentalize that. Let me work through the other things. And then when I feel strong enough, then we can get to this deep ass shit. Oh, thank you, Des. Kristen, I just subscribed and paid to your channel. You guys, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. You can message me. Yeah, absolutely. You can message me. The video is top 10 most common shadows. Top 10, thank you, Des, and I appreciate you so bad. Yeah, message me. Top 10 most common shadows, and then and how to break, and a breakdown of each one, and then the 5A method. They're linked together. When you find that video, you'll find the other one. When you find the other one, you'll find it. And I think if you look at the link in my YouTube right now, that video will come up right away. I have it linked like that because I know it's a really good one. So yes, I did relapse, and you will relapse several times. You will go back and forth because you are fighting literally a program. So just know this is not going to be, oh, I woke up and now I'm never doing anything again. No, the ego is going to try to keep you safe by continuing to dissociate, by continuing to be avoided, by continuing. That's your ego trying to keep you safe. Okay? That's your ego. So you have to say, hey, ego, I know that dissociating and suppressing has kept us safe, and it's helped us be able to get the job and do all the things without breaking down. But this is the time where I'm actually welcoming the breakdowns, ego. This is the time where I'm actually welcoming all of the mess and everything, because I know that I can't keep healing with this carefully curated version of me. I can't heal with this carefully curated. This is why more healing happens on TikTok than Instagram. This is why more healing happens on TikTok than Instagram, because TikTok is more real. TikTok is more open and free, whereas Instagram was created carefully curated content. And I'm glad that that my content is finally going through, because my content is not carefully curated. It's real, it's to the point. It's not just a scene from a beautiful nature and some words on here. Not saying there's anything wrong with that content, but it is very carefully curated. Okay? And so I love that I'm able to bridge the gap now between the two, because it's been a really hard challenge to bridge the gap between my content on TikTok and Instagram. Okay? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, TikTok was so healing for me. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's see some of the journal questions. So once we have the awareness, the first A, right? Once we have the awareness, the first A. Oh, you're welcome. Now we have the awareness, so then how do we acknowledge, take accountability, and accept it? So we go to these questions. So here's my journal. Here it is. This journal belongs to you. There is a personalized note from me in here on how to best navigate. And then the first question, what am I so scared of? Why have I been so hesitant to sit still and reflect on my childhood? That's the first question. Awareness, acknowledgement, acceptance, accountability, and action. The link is in my bio for the video, babe. Okay? So the first question, the very first question in the journal. What am I scared of? Why have I been so hesitant to sit still and reflect on my childhood? That's the first question. Okay, so here's a very honest question. And the subliminals, I have subliminals and mantras at the top of each journal prompt because I know how powerful subliminals are. So if I put the subliminals as you're switching through and it says choose yourself, choose yourself, choose yourself, boundaries are necessary, speak your truth, that is going to start resonating with you because I know the power of subliminals. So this journal is very intentional. The questions are very conscious. This is not like a normal journal. I'm telling you, the way that I ask this journal is like I already know that the first part. The way this journal is I already know that you're doing this shit. So let me just get to the nitty gritty. It helps you go deeper because we don't need a question. Do you think that you're doing this? I already know that you're avoidant. I already know that you're avoidant and shit. I already know. So let's get past that question and let's just get back to the nitty gritty. So, can you think of a time where you spent money or offered to help someone financially and then threw it in their face once they chose to disconnect from you? The link is in my bio, babe. All the links are in the bio. It's stay hype with no underscore. My YouTube, everything that you need is in the link tree. But it's stay hype with no underscore. The journal is no, gradually. This is a lot. This is a lot. There's a lot of questions in here, so just do it. Do it. Okay. Can you think of a time where you spent money or offered to help someone financially and then threw it in their face once they chose to disconnect from you? No, it's okay, babe. Can we raise your hand if you were helping somebody and you were so altruistic and you're helping them, I got it. And then when they abandon you, now all of a sudden you want to bring up all the things that you did for them. That sounds real like your mama and your daddy. That sounds a lot like your mama. That sounds a lot like your mama. Hey, that sounds a lot like your mama. That sounds a lot like your daddy. Ooh, that sounds a lot like your daddy, because you even said, well, don't even do it for me. You just throw it in your face. You're not even doing it because you love me. You're doing it for control. Ooh. I'm altruistic though. I'm people pleasing. I'm a kind soul. That was the people pleaser in you. So where's that people pleasing? Why the people pleasing? Why are you mad? Because people pleasers have some of the most rage. People pleasers have some of the most anger because they always feel taken advantage of, even though they're the ones that are letting themselves be taken advantage of. You think you got to buy people's love, and then you get upset when the transaction didn't work. Your love was transactional. That's a page in the book. Let me see. So that one goes with that journal question. Ooh. So page 49 goes with this, like these journals. So the journal questions go with it. Like the journal questions go with this, okay? They like go together. So if you're reading page 49, you tried to buy their love and called it being generous. Why are you so resentful then? You tried to buy their love and called it being generous. Why are you so resentful then? So then you go here. Can you think of a time where you spent money or offered someone to help someone financially and then threw it in their face when they chose to disconnect from you? Your love is transactional. In the journal, so this particular model of the journal, I didn't put the page numbers on here, babe, so I'm sorry. But it's, so I know the way that I tell people how to do it is go to this picture. Go to the picture with the growth, with the mushrooms. It's and it's 4 pages before that. Because this particular journal that I had doesn't have the page numbers. And then I sold out of all the other ones. Maybe, you tell me. You tell me. Because I feel like if you really did it out of love, that wouldn't be the argument. You wouldn't say, if you bought somebody this or did something, you wouldn't be like, I bought you all this shit and you chose to disconnect with me. You're doing it because I love you. I'm not doing it because I want something. I'm doing it because I care. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it because I just wanted to do it. Or did you? What you tell me. Only you know what your intentions were. And some of us don't even know that our intention is to be chosen until we actually sit with it. Yeah, if they say they're going to pay you back, then that's something different. That's very different. I had that situation too. My ex still owes me $7,000. I tried to buy him. My ex owes me $7,000 right now. And he doesn't owe me. I've let go of it years ago. But he owes me $7,000. And that he did say that he would pay back. But he took advantage of the weakness that I had. And he took advantage. He knew exactly what to say and what to do and made me feel some type of hope if I help him and do this. And I fell for it. Yeah, I fell for it. And so, yeah, I was mad at him for a long time, but I was also mad at myself because why am I doing this? We're not even together. That's a lot of money just to be giving somebody, what are we doing? I know, Denial is a River. I love that song. So, yeah. So if you didn't know, every 6 questions you get a coloring book page. Every 6 questions you get he's actually a Sagittarius, the same as me. He was born, we were 7 days apart. His birthday was on 12/12. I was like, I don't want to date my sign anymore. Here's another one. Look, keep swimming. Isn't this cute? Here's this one, open your heart. Aren't they cute? And then on the back, it gives you a page to doodle. Draw your heart. Yeah, so every 6 questions, I was like, let me put in a coloring book every 6 questions. So it's kind of like, whew, shit. Okay. Look. Trust the universe. You guys, I put so much work into this. And now I'm looking back at it, and I'm like, I really don't ever hype up. I just do something and on to the next. I'm really glad that I'm like really looking at something and like showing it, because I just create stuff and then I'm like, next, next, next. No. Like, look, you are enough, and it's clouds. Oh, you like the music one? Oh, you love that one so much. Oh, I thought you said there is a music one. Ooh, I like this one. Speak up. Isn't that cool? I'm looking at my work like, I like this. I like this shit. So, see this subliminal, see this mantra? Your anger is valid. How many of you have not felt like your anger is valid? The link is in my bio. It's on Amazon, babe. How many of you have felt that your anger was not valid, which is why you don't speak up? How many of you have thought that your anger is not valid? So this is why I put the subliminal, that your anger is valid, because until you start validating it, you're always going to project it and transfer it to other people. That ticking time bomb is because you don't validate your anger. The ticking time bomb is because you don't sit with yourself when you're not triggered. Okay, thank you, Danny. So it says, think of a time when someone pointed out an insecurity of yours and you responded with anger, or you felt angry. Why did this make you angry? Hey, think of a time when someone pointed out an insecurity of yours and you responded with anger, or you felt angry. Why did this make you angry? I want to know. I want to know when someone points out something about you. Thank you. Bango. When someone points out something about you, why do you get defensive and angry? Why is that your first reaction? Do you think that you can do nothing wrong? Oh, that's another page. Oh, God, you guys, this book is so good. Hold on. I don't know where it is, but there's one about this. Let me read you one more, page 69. Page 69, okay? I'm going to read one more from the book and then we'll wrap it up. The reason you feel immature when it comes to communicating your feelings is a direct correlation to how your caretakers communicated with you growing up. If you were met with gaslighting, stonewalling, or explosive anger, for example, this may be why you have a hard time expressing yourself now. So the book is questions, rhetorical questions, validation. This book is bomb. I love that I can speak about my art like this. I'm reading it again and I'm like, wait, I actually really fucking like this shit. The reason you feel immature, you see how the book already knows that you feel immature. You see what I'm saying? I already know that you feel immature when it comes to confrontation, because I did. I know that you feel immature. I know that the more you wake up, the more you're realizing that the way that you handle stressful situations is very juvenile sometimes. Oh, thank you guys. So the reason you feel immature when it comes to communicating your feelings is a direct correlation to how your caretakers communicated with you growing up. There's your validation. If you were met with gaslighting, stonewalling, or explosive anger, for example, this may be why you have a hard time expressing yourself now. You see? Someone on my wedding day, eloped, told me that they didn't like my dress. It hurt me because I thought they were someone they weren't. Also, it was a reflection of what I felt about myself, insecure. Wow, you're so aware. I love what you say. You need to be speaking up. You need to be sharing this stuff more than in here. If you're not sharing your story, you need to. Okay? You've done the work. You are very aware. You're very tapped in. So I really, if this is something that you want to do, I hope that you start doing it, because your words and your experiences and the way that you have processed your stuff lets me know that you can help so many people. because you've done the work on yourself and you can sit with it and you're not scared to talk about your shortcomings. That's what makes a great coach. This is why a lot of you guys are in therapy and you're just like, what is going on? The therapist is 5 years not telling me anything. It's because A, it's a business model to keep you coming, and B, a lot of therapists still have to do the work on themselves to really relate to their client. It's not the books and going to textbook is not enough. The experiences is what people connect to. You guys are not connecting to me because I'm throwing out all these terms from the book. You're connecting to me because I'm talking about my genuine experiences and how I've actually overcome them. There's a solution at the end of this. We're not just over intellectualizing the trauma for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? How much can we talk about? God damn, I talked about it. I know it's not my fault, but why do I still feel like shit? I know it's not my fault, but why do I still show up disempowered? I know it's not my fault, but why can't I have these conversations? I know it's not my fault, but why do I still act this way? Because you're not getting tools, and you have to actually take action with the tools. And that's what kind of coach I am. Those of you that have had a one-on-one session with me, you know that my homework is very hands-on. Those of you that have had a one-on-one call with me, you know that my homework is eventually, it may not be the first session, but eventually it's have the conversation with mom. Because what else are we talking about? You got to actually take action to embody it. We can't sit here and talk about how you never set boundaries with mom. I never had boundaries with mom. I never have boundaries with mom. Okay, is mom someone that you still want to be in your life right now? Is mom someone that you're still coexisting with right now? Is mom someone that you still want to have a relationship right now? Okay, then you need to start speaking boundaries, because what's going to be different? All you're going to do is be 35 still acting like the same 5-year-old with her because you're scared or you're codependent or whatever it is. So at some point you have to speak the truth to mom. At some point you got to get real. At some point you got to be the mirror. You know that we came here to help our parents heal, right? You know that children come here just the same way that your children are helping you. You're still a child to your parents, and by you not being honest and by you trying to appease them and kiss their ass and codependent and save them from feeling any uncomfortable feelings, you are actually robbing them from their evolution. Just because they don't get it right away doesn't mean they won't sit with the shit. My mom didn't get it right away. My mom wasn't receptive right away. You think my mom, when I told her her boyfriend did all these things, she freaking flipped out. She didn't talk to me for 6 weeks because she was so ashamed that she didn't protect her baby. My mom was so ashamed and felt so guilty that she let a man lay up in her house that was sexually abusing me, and she didn't know it because she put all her pain into work. She worked all around the clock, A, because my dad wasn't showing up and paying child support and helping her, so I understand. And B, her work was her pride and joy because she was still trying to get the validation of certain people in her life. So who had to suffer? Me. And she knew that. So when I finally brought it up, she didn't talk to me for 6 weeks. But then she came around. I had to give her time, knowing that this is her trauma too. It's not just me. So when you do have these conversations with your parents and they respond, not in the way that you want them to, you're not doing it for them to validate you. You're validating yourself by speaking your truth. Your truth is your truth, regardless if mom agrees with it or not. Your truth is your truth, regardless if dad says sorry. You got the perspective. It's wrong. You are not speaking your truth to be validated by them. You are validating yourself by speaking your truth unapologetically, without attachment to outcome. Because I know what I experienced, and I don't need dad to say, yeah, I was wrong, for it to be wrong. You are not speaking to your parents to be validated anymore. You are speaking to validate yourself. You are saying, hey, we can be in this denial. We can be in this denial all day long, but I'm done. You are a good mom. There's certain things. I'm not telling you that every single thing that you did was bad. I have compassion because I understand why you did the way you did, but it doesn't take away from the 5-year-old that needed that love and encouragement. And you can't, a 5-year-old can't rationalize why mom is stonewalling them. A 5-year-old can't rationalize why dad decided to never come back. So what a 5-year-old does is they internalize everything. They internalize everything, which is why you have the limited beliefs that you have about yourself right now. Because you internalized the shit that happened to you. And it's because you did not have the brain capacity to rationalize. It's very different. So now I need you to go back and look at those things that happened to you through enlightened eyes. Stop perpetuating the same story that you're not enough. That's what's keeping you stuck. It only takes 90 seconds for a human to process emotions. What keeps us stuck for 20 years is the story that you have attached to the feelings. Let me say that again. It only takes 90 seconds for the human brain to process an emotion. This is statistically. Look it up. It's science. The reason why you're stuck on this shit for 20 years is because of the story that you created based on what happened to you because you didn't have the ability to rationalize. So some of you guys are taking a 90-second experience and you turned it into a 20-year fucking nightmare. It only takes 90 seconds for the human brain to process an emotion. It's the story that you created around what happened. So dad didn't show up for you. The story that you created is dad doesn't love you, and since dad doesn't love you, you must not be lovable. So that's the story that you're carrying over and over and over again, instead of saying, no, dad was incapable of loving me the way I needed to be loved and had nothing to do with me and everything to do with what he did not deal with. That's the truth. But you're so attached to the story that dad, because you are addicted to your anger. You're addicted to your sadness. You're addicted to your darkness. You're comfortable with the disempowering story because it also gives you an excuse on not to show up for yourself the way you know you need to. Because dad wasn't there, so that means this is why I'm not where I want. Because no one taught me how to balance a checkbook. This is why I'm broke. Okay. Well, you're going to stay broke with that attitude because there's so many tools to teach you. Just because our parents didn't teach us how to save money, just because our parents didn't teach us how to do shit doesn't mean that you don't have the tools, especially in this generation, to go find that shit out for yourself. But you got to stop drinking every weekend. You got to stop escaping. You got to stop running to do that. You see? It's all convoluted. There's so many layers to the shit. But anyway, y'all, here's the book and the journal. It's available on Amazon right now. I'm going to be ordering a shipment tomorrow so I can sell them directly. For those that don't want to shop on Amazon, I understand. I feel you. But yeah, I'm so excited for the workshop. We have my I have a big lecture workshop next Saturday about abandonment wounds and how to heal them. We're going to go deep. You guys think that we go deep here on the live? No, we're going to go really deep in these workshops. So next workshop, make sure that you get a ticket. It's either going to be April 19th or the 26th. I'm trying to decide. I think it's going to be April 19th. Or maybe the 26th. I'll just do the last Saturday. Maybe I'll just keep doing the last Saturday in every month. You know that you can expect a workshop from me. We can talk about shadow work for the next time. We can talk about mother wounds. I'm going to do polls every single month, and you guys let me know what you want to talk about next month and what you want me to go deep into, okay? Those of you that can't afford therapy, those of you that don't have insurance, these workshops are going to be anywhere from $25 to $40, okay? So we can save up for that every month, $25 to $40. Put that into your mental health fund and show up with this therapy. Get the stuff that you need, and I'll allow people to ask questions and do that. If you need something more tailored to you, then I recommend you booking a one-on-one call so I can dive deep. If you book a one-on-one call for me, I can give you direct shit. I can help you get to the root. It's very easy for me. All I need you to do is be honest and be vulnerable. I know someone who needs you more than a human needs one. Oh, so beautiful. Thank you, Sky. So if you want to really get to the root and be able to ask your question, because in the workshop, there's no guarantee that I'm going to be able to get to your question because there's a lot of people in the workshop. So I'm going to take the 10 most common questions. But if you want specific shit, if you want specific stuff, no, I don't have any more tickets, babe. It's sold out. If you want specific stuff, then book a one-on-one call with me. Yes, I did sell it on TikTok, but it sold out. I'm waiting for the new shipment, babe. Sunflower, I sold it on there, but it sold out. So it's coming, okay? It's coming. So yeah, those of you, I will see some of you guys next Saturday. Again, it is a lecture style. Come with your notes, come with a snack, and submit your questions. I'm putting a poll on my Instagram, so if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you're following me. I have a question box for those of you that are going to be in the workshop so that I can compile the most common questions that most of you guys want. So if you're in the workshop, head over to my Instagram and make sure that you put your question in so I can get your question answered on the workshop. But it's mostly going to be listening. I'm going to break it down to you very, very verbatim. The tickets are sold out, babe, but there'll be another one. But I'm going to break the shit down for you that you cannot not get it. It's going to be so direct and so that you're going to leave the workshop being like, okay, I know where I'm starting. I got my starting point. Let's go. I'm ready. In this workshop and my coaching calls are people who are ready to take their power back, who are ready to get uncomfortable, who are ready to really look at themselves. Okay, this is the part that you've been trying to avoid. So we got to stop drinking. We got to stop doing the things that we're doing, the maladaptive coping. We got to stay home. We got to sit down for a second. You got to start being with yourself more instead of always needing to be with everybody else. You need to learn to love you independent of anybody else. That is where your power lies. I'm trying to tell you. 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 All right, y'all. I am going to go to the gym because I took Friday and Saturday off to rest my body, but now your girl is ready to move this energy and get ready and take care of myself because I made a commitment to myself, and I don't play about myself no more. Because if I don't hold myself accountable and I don't show it for me, then I don't expect other people to. Why would other people to? If I tell myself I'm going to do something and then I make an excuse, then that just puts in more energy for people to make excuses with me, and I don't want that. I want people that hold what they say and do what they say. So I got to start with me, baby. Because you've been let down so much in childhood, you let yourself down so easily. Because people don't stay consistent with you in your life, you don't stay consistent with yourself because you're so used to people letting you down. No, I want you to change that shit. You are worthy of showing up. You're worthy of going to the gym. You're worthy of the healthy foods. You're worthy of all the things that you know damn well that you need to do in order to be the best version of yourself. Because the best version of yourself, the CEO that's running a business, is not over here eating junk food all day, laid out, being tired, having diarrhea, and stressed out, because you know that you are what you eat. Food is medicinal. And I know a lot of you guys are getting downloads and your taste buds are changing. Before I go, put a heart in the chat if the foods that you used to like growing up taste like chemicals. Put a heart in the chat if all of a sudden you're going through this awakening and you're feeling like your taste buds are changing, your diet is changing. Some of you are not eating all day, but you're feeling super energized. Some of you are binging because you're starting to be confronted with the addictions. It's all necessary. It's all necessary. You're becoming aware of how you cope with the sugar. You're becoming aware of how you cope with food right now. You're becoming aware of how unhealthy your relationship has been with food, because ignorance is no longer bliss. You can taste the chemicals in the eggs. You can taste the chemicals in those pizza bites, all the things that you used to like, the Pop-Tarts, all the shit. It's not hitting the same. It's not giving you the same dopamine because you are awake to it and your body's like, what is this bullshit? You're going through an awakening on a cellular level. You hear me? You're going through an awakening on a cellular level. This is not just, oh, my emotions. No, you are changing from the inside out. You are. You are coming back home to source, and you have been blocked because of the food, and it's by design. You think it's an agenda. If you put this in the food, you can disconnect them from source, because this is supposed to come from the land. The soil is supposed to nourish our body and keep us clear and focused. But when you take away the seeds and you take away the nutrients, then all you're eating is just fucking empty ass shit. And this is why you're not feeling good, why you're not losing weight, why you're not getting the results that you want, because the food. Wake up. Wake up. Stop going to McDonald's. Stop going to these places. I'm not trying to shame you, but stop. They are literally in your face, killing you, and you're just addicted to the convenience. Just going right along. Yeah, give me the shit. Knowing damn well you're eating a sack full of fucking chemicals. And you're paying $15 for it now. Because you can't get the same prices back in the 90s. That's not the same. You're paying $15, $17 when you go for bullshit. When you could have went and got some vegetables and made your own shit. It takes more effort, but you're worth the effort. You're worth the effort. And if your job is too busy that it doesn't even allow you to have the basic necessities, we need to change this shit. That's not the excuse. Oh, my job is so busy that I can't take care of myself. Well, bitch, you're not going to be working when you're dead. You're not going to be doing nothing when you are laid up in the hospital, because that's when everybody wants to change, when they get diabetes, cancer, heart. Oh, now, okay, why do you have to get that in order? Come on. Look at your ancestors. Look at your people who have died from this shit and learn from them. Why the fuck do you have to be laid up in the hospital for you to finally wake up and realize, oh, shit, now that I'm hanging, and I don't want to be in the hands of the Western people in the med. I don't want to be in the hands of them, because they're in the business of making money. I don't want to end up on there. So I'm going to do what I need to do before I end up in that bitch and being dependent on some people that I don't even know if they even give a damn about me. I don't want to be at the mercy of them people. All right. Okay, guys, I love you. This is a great Sunday service. I appreciate you. If you want to book a one-on-one call, the link is in my bio. Let's do it. I'm excited to talk with you guys. I'm so excited for the workshop. And also in April, if you're in the Tampa Bay area, April 26th, I will have my sound healing and e-board. So for people in my Tampa Bay area, look out. It's not on there yet. I was like, what was that? It's a blue jay. It's not out there yet. It's not up on my page yet, but just mark the calendar, 7:30 p.m., April 26th, e-board. All right, if you're in the Tampa Bay area, St. Pete, Clearwater, yeah. Sound healing and breath work. It's going to be a breath work and sound healing, you guys. It's going to be reset, recharge, rejuvenate. All right, you have to get out of survival mode if you need to heal, and you can't heal when you're constantly thinking that you're in danger. So the sound healing helps to regulate your nervous system so that you can actually allow the healing to occur. You can't heal in survival mode because you're trying to survive. But a lot of you need to recognize that you're not in danger anymore. You've already survived what was scary. You just keep putting yourself back in danger by choosing the same toxic ass people every single time because you don't do the work. You keep putting yourself back in danger, but you've already survived what it is that you're running from. The conscious adult is the child who survived. You survived. Did you hear me? The conscious adult is the child who survived. Your child is screaming, please. I'm still here. Your child is screaming right now. Please acknowledge me. Please. Please protect me. Please direct me. Please stand up for me. Please speak up for me. Please stop letting me run the show. I'm only 5 years old. I don't know what I'm doing. I need you to step in and be the parent that I needed. This is what your 5-year-old is saying to me right now. This is what your inner child is saying. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just following these tools. I need you to get better tools because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm only 5 years old. Why are you trusting a 5-year-old to drive? I need you to reparent me and be the mother and the father that you needed by sitting still, by saying no, even when you want to say yes. Protect me, guide me, nourish me, love me, see me. Stop being ashamed of me. That's what your inner child is telling me right now. Okay? And I hope that you listen. I hope that you answer the call that's coming deep within you. It makes me emotional, and it's not me. There's someone in here who's crying that wants to cry. Let it out. I can feel my eyes welling up. Cry. Let it out. Let the tears fall. Who's crying? Who's crying right now? Who's getting emotional right now? Because I feel it. It's not me. It's not me. It's someone that I'm connecting with really deeply. Okay, I was feeling it. I'm like, it's not me. I know when it's my tears, and you guys know I know when it's my tears. It's your tears that I'm feeling right now because you have not felt the space and the permission to cry. So I cry the tears for you sometimes. Ooh. I feel your pain and the sadness. But anyway, I'm here for you and I love you. You got this. Please don't give up on yourself. Okay? Please don't give up on yourself. It makes me emotional. Because a lot of you guys have been in such a hopeless place. A lot of you guys have been in such a dark ass place for so long that you're like losing the faith, and I just hope that like me showing up here restores that a little bit. Trust me, I was low. In 2021, I didn't want to be here anymore. In 2021, I was really like idolizing a lot of stuff. I didn't want to be here. For real. Trust me, if I can turn it around, you can too. 2021, my family was really worried. I was really worried. Because we only take so much. For real. We can only take so much. All right? I love you too, Cynthia. I love you guys. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. Monday messages. Tomorrow. Okay? All right. Bye. Love you. Love you.